KPAM 860.
News Talk Radio.
With Bob Miller in the morning. And the news right now.
Clouds and 53 degrees, partly sunny, occasional sprinkles and a high of 80. Good morning. It is Friday, September 4th, 5 o'clock. I'm Pat Boyle with this hour's top story. A duck punch after a big loss on national TV.
Blunt nailing Hout. That is unconscionable.
Play-by-play of the punch on ESPN. Running back LeGarrette Blunt punching Boise State's Brian Hout square on the chin after Hout slapped him on the shoulder pads. Then on his way to the locker room, Blunt got into another altercation with a Boise State fan. Had to be restrained and escorted by team personnel and security of the locker room. Head coach Chip Kelly says he will review the incidents before making any decision on possible punishment. We'll hear from Blunt in Ron Callan Sports coming up at 5:03. Live in the newsroom, Tim Hall, KPAM 860.
KPAM News Time 5:03. Ron Callan has your KPAM 860 Sports ticker.
Thank you, Pat. It's no doubt a big black eye for the Oregon football program. First, the team fails to get a first down in the first half in Boise, and the team with a supposedly fabulous offense gets 14 first-half yards. Total domination by the Boise State defense, 19-8 the final score in the game. The Ducks were out-coached. They weren't ready for a two-point conversion. They had a safety, and of course afterwards, the LeGarrette Blunt embarrassment. Punching a player, fighting with his teammates, going after a fan. Rumors now, of course, about a possible arrest were false. And Blunt afterwards, well, he was trying to do some damage control.
I couldn't have envisioned anything worse than this right here, but I tell you what, that would never happen again. I would never lose my head like that again. And like I said again, I apologize. I won't get mad. I will never resort to that level of sportsmanship this time. And I should have handled that situation a lot better than I did.
No doubt Blunt will be suspended, but for how long? A game, a few games, or the rest of the season?
A sucker punch caps Oregon's big loss to Boise State. We have KPAM team coverage.
That is unconscionable.
ESPN play-by-play of the post-game punch. LeGarrette Blunt decking Boise State player Byron Hout, then tangled with a fan and stadium security before being taken into the locker room. Afterwards, at his post-game press conference, Portland Tribune reporter Jaime Valdez, who was in the throng of reporters, as Blunt apologized.
Just from what I could gather, he basically just let the emotions get the best of him, and what I saw was a remorseful. Here it went with watery eyes.
Now, Valdez tells us from Boise this morning that Blunt also says he expects to play in the Purdue game, but his fate is up to Chip Kelly, the head coach.
8:19 in the morning at KPAM 860. It's the punch scene around the world today. Of course, LeGarrette Blunt hitting the, what is his name, Byron Hout of Boise State last night. And we all saw it. A lot of us did, at least. And I think the East Coast is probably waking up to it this morning. Portland Tribune sports reporter Jason Vondersmith is with us. He was there. In fact, you were, right there in front of it, right, Jason?
Well, it wasn't exactly, Bob, right in front of it. I watched it on the replay screen like everybody else.
Okay.
I watched it, 20 times ad nauseum since then.
All right, I was given some.
It was a clean shot on that kid, though.
Well,
he went down.
It was.
That was something.
Does anyone know what how? Not that it matters, but what did he say to Blunt?
Well, I haven't heard what he said, but it was interesting that he said something and then sort of turned away a little bit. And then Blunt just sort of came in and cold cocked him right on the side of the head, and he went down. So obviously the kid wasn't expecting that sort of reaction.
Good afternoon at 2. I'm Terry Travis with the hour's top story. Breaking news, Ducks running back LeGarrette Blunt suspended for the season after punching a Boise State player last night.
Blunt nailing Hout. That is unconscionable, reprehensible behavior. There's no excuse for that.
That's what it sounded like on ESPN. Coach Chip Kelly, about a half hour ago, made the announcement on Blunt's suspension.
It is my belief and this university's belief that playing football at the University of Oregon is a privilege, and with that privilege goes responsibility. LeGarrette Blunt will still be on our team. LeGarrette Blunt will just not play for us on Saturdays. LeGarrette Blunt needs his football program. He needs structure. I think he's taking this very hard, and he understands that he made a mistake and that he has to pay for that mistake. But we're not going to throw LeGarrette Blunt out on the street.
Former U of O coach and current athletic director Mike Bellotti says it didn't matter if the incident was televised or not.
If I knew that he hit somebody and then we had the incident going off the field, no, that wouldn't change.
Bellotti says he's received a lot of emails about the incident, most of them from very unhappy fans.